Darren, why don't you turn over the hourglass, and I'll start the hourglass feature on the watch, because we're working together to make sure we're on time. Hi, I'm Cal Anderson, the host of the Weekly Wrap, where we talk about the previous news of the previous week. We're going to be talking about a lot of things happened during Earth Week and some of the things, and they were reported in the various newspapers, some weekly, some daily, throughout the region. My guest today is Darren Cyr, and he's a city council president, and also, what's your day job, Darren?
I work for the state in asset protection for the Mass State Lottery.
So you keep it on the up and up.
All the time. Sure. Yep.
All right. Well, we've had quite a week in the news. I'm embarrassed to say that I don't have today's newspaper because I read it online, but I didn't get to pick it up today. So we're not going to do today's horoscopes, which has become one of our trademarks. But I do want to reiterate the fact that this is still Earth Week. It started on the 22nd and goes right straight through this coming weekend. And if you haven't done it yet, please call the governor's office and Commissioner of the DCR, Leo Roy's office, and tell them that you'd like to make sure that the line item for the algae removal is left intact. If they don't get the early bloom and keep it up through the whole summer, you know what happens. And by the way, I have an old newspaper from, well, just September, but here is Commissioner Roy, right here, hobnobbing with Don Henley. Now, DCR, what this was an event at Walden Woods. Now, Don Henley, of course, formerly of the Eagles, was famous for doing a lot of work to try to save Walden Woods from development. So over 20 years ago, we started having concerts and fundraisers. Well, just in September, they finally dedicated the visitor center, and it's under the auspices of the DCR. So here's our commissioner saying, here, use but not abuse our resources. And we want to do that in our beaches and here in Lynn too. So we want to make sure everybody can get down to the beach. So give them a call. It's just about talking about putting it in the budget for next year, starting in July. A couple of other things. You might have noticed that we didn't have any pickups for spring, except one in April for the yard waste. Well, there's a new one, a special one coming up from May 8th through the 12th. So you just put out in your paper bags, or remember the old plastic barrels we used to have before the new spiffy bins? Well, you can put it out in those uncovered so they know that it's yard waste. Put it out on your normal day and it'll be picked up. And there's a dumpster day coming up too on May 6th from 7 to 2 p.m. Now that's Saturday. You have to have a Lynn resident ID. So they do these as a public service every spring because we know stuff's built up. Another thing is when this comes in the mail, this is an annual schedule showing the blue week, the green week, the alternate weeks for recycling, etc., but also lists all the fluorescent bulb drop-offs, all the different dumpster days, etc. So when this comes in the mail, don't throw it out. It is not junk mail. Also, it's usually in the mayor's office and that table in the lobby at City Hall. Or you can go online. We have a very user-friendly website for the City of Lynn and the DPW. Just want to mention at the last minute, if you're catching this over the weekend, Tuesday, May 2, there's a public hearing at 6 p.m. in City Hall. There's going to be an opportunity for people to give input on the usage of the waterfront. Now there's a master plan in place, zoning's in place. Now they're asking us, the citizens, what we'd like to see. So don't miss this. It's first of many coming up. So I think that covers all the announcements. I did make a mistake last week. The Friends of Lynn and Hot Beaches are not doing a cleanup this weekend. We usually do it in June instead. So if you have another Park Serve Day desire, go online. A lot of things are listed on even the LCTV crawl and website. So last Saturday's paper, Councilor Cyr. Salad days ahead for Ford School. Now, this is good to hear. This has become the in thing, hasn't it?
Yep.
Food gardens in schools. Yep. It started in other cities, and then the prototype, we're happy to say, up Ford School, was under the auspices of when Claire Crane was the principal up there. So this is following in those in the same vein, just a little bit different, and we're very glad that this is taking on. This is the latest. There's a few other schools in town doing it too, but Ford School was one of the originals. Inside, there was an Earth Day cleanup at Marshville Park. There's more things happening this weekend. What do we get on Monday? You proud of what's happening in the auditorium?
I'm very proud of the auditorium.
Yeah, well, this is a boon for our downtown.
Yep, it sure is.
I mean, every time there's a show at the auditorium, the restaurants do well. People say, hey, I don't ever get to Lynn, now I'm going to come back. But here it was, what's his name? Barry Goudreau with Brian Mays, two locals. And Barry Goudreau was in, what was he in?
Boston.
Boston, yes.
Yep.
Aren't there, and there was the original Boston drummer was from Lynn, right? Didn't he just die last year?
They were from Swampscott originally.
Yeah, so this is a very North Shore
Right.
replete occasion.
Yep.
We're not really endorsing private, public corporations of any sort, but it's noteworthy that the local McDonald's on the Linway is one of 3 in New England that is becoming a prototype for table service. I mean, this isn't your father's fast food anymore.
Right.
And if this works out here, it's going to be used all over the chains.
I actually, 2 weeks ago, was in the one in Boston, across the street from Fenway Park. And they were just starting the program there. And you walk in, they have a screen, you touch the screen, what you want, and they bring the food to you. It's pretty cool.
Wonderful,
Yep.
you know, and my usually dine-in experience at fast food is breakfast, and I'm going to go down to Steve Rima's place on maybe this Sunday.
Yep.
What else was in here that caught my eye? Help wanted to clean Flax Pond. See, there's all kinds of things to do this week. North Shore Labor Council rolling out the welcome mat for legislators. So then there was Tuesday. Oh, John O'Brien is a hero again. Did you
He's
hear about
always a
this?
hero, yep.
Did
He's
you
always
hear
there
about
for
this?
all the time. Yep, I
Yeah.
did, yep.
So what's this mean?
This building here in the hat?
No. What John O'Brien did.
Oh, with the mortgage companies, yeah.
Yeah.
And
There
he's
was
helping
one-
anybody in southern Essex County.
There was one particular, Aquin Loan Servicing, is financially troubled company that has been misleading and hurting innocent homeowners for some time now, according to John O'Brien, our Register of Deeds.
Yep.
Former City Council, Ward 4, I believe, in Lynn.
What, 5 or 6?
Anyway.
He was up in Pine Hill.
He's going to be coming on the show someday soon, too.
Yep.
But he's our hero. He's the one that told the banks, hey, you do your foreclosures right, or we're not going to honor them.
John was also our youngest counselor, I believe, ever.
At the time?
John O'Brien,
Really?
yeah.
That's incredible. We have about 2 minutes left. Let's see.
Sand's run out there.
Well, you know,
Calvin.
that's not as accurate as
Okay.
this one. This one's
Okay.
still got a few
All right.
seconds left. Now, let's leave on a good note. Darren, tell us what the cops did the other day.
Lynn Police delivered a baby. Yep.
Right.
I happen to know Kelly.
Right on Franklin Street.
Yep. And Kelly is one of our greatest police officers. I really don't know her partner that well, but she's a registered nurse, and that's her 3rd baby she's delivered while in uniform.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. So
Maybe if we had a hospital in Lynn in perpetuity with a birthing center, they wouldn't have to be delivering babies on the side of the road.
yep, I totally agree with you on that.
Anyway, so we're about to wrap up the show. Tune in next week. Thanks for being with us, Darren. And until next time, you know how we close the show?
No, I don't.
Every way and every day. Keep loving Lynn.